Sorry.
I know.
Well, hello everyone. It's I Dennis and joined with by Fluno in his wonderful den.
The den. Yes,
His
like I said,
den.
we have switched. Full Florida summers are on, and this is better anyway. So
Yes.
I put a
Yes.
couple license plates up in the back.
Oh, I see that.
One was found on a trade back in 2012 from a German car.
Nice.
In the back seat. The other one is a fake Cuban plate, but it has a cigar company on it. But it does mimic how Cuban plates used to be.
Oh, how they used to be. Cool.
Yeah.
So this has been a very interesting week this week because I've been dealing with, besides doing all the stuff I do for this friggin' channel, my 95 BMW, which I'm betrothing to my daughter, decided to have its power steering pump, I don't know, just start springing leaks like the Titanic. And I went, oh, it's a power steering pump. It's right in front of the engine. Not so bad. Went online and they're unobtainium. Completely unobtainium. The rebuild kit for it, because it's simple rebuild, unobtainium. Actually, I had to get it from Germany. So I went to a pick and pull today in the beautiful Florida sunshine, and I got a little bit of color. And I found a power steering pump, and I yanked it out of the car, and I'm lucky. It's it had fresh fluid in it, and it wasn't wet, so I think I got a good one. So yeah, that's how I spent my day today in a boneyard with the sun beating on me. It was absolutely great. So yeah, it's nice when you have the Exxon Valdez parked in your driveway, because it doesn't leak a little, it leaks a lot. And Lucas, I got to get my money back. That Lucas shit doesn't do anything. It does nothing.
Yeah, well, like, what's the brand you referred me to rebuild my rear end on the Z3? What's the rebuild kit, aka fluid, I should put in there?
It's Redline.
Oh no, not the transmission. Not
the rear end also is Redline.
Oh, it is Redline as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So we have some of the usuals already in chat. We have 2 Diesel Larry. We have Tony Imperial. We got Autobot, who's not having to watch any soccer because Argentina already showed England the door. Once again, England fails at soccer.
Oh,
dear God. And of course, I saw 20 Cent Motor coming in early saying that, and I think so, that chat room is being monitored by 37 nations. That's probably true. Yeah, because that's going to be our big thing a little later, because, oh, dear God, the implications of all this stuff is horrifying. This isn't tinfoil hat stuff. This is reality that we're being a little over micromanaged, and thankfully we're not Europe, but this is not good. And so it's been a very interesting. Unfortunately, this week I was unable to go to the Chrysler Nationals because I spec'd it out, and it would have been over $2,000 for me to go up there for like 4 days. And it's 4 days of driving also, so it'd have been an 8-day trip, and it would cost me $2,000. And I'm like, yeah, as much as I wanted to bring my Charger to the 60th anniversary of the Charger, because it actually was this year, not in 2027,
right.
Like Stellantis thinks.
Right.
Stellantis thinks it's next year. So whatever. Sure, guys. Yeah. So that was. I have some Instagram pictures from there, because it was my buddy that has that evil 300G went to it, and he texted me, and he literally is like, this place is enormous. I said, dude, it's the biggest Chrysler show in the United States. I mean, it's I don't know how many acres it is. I don't know if it's 300 acres. I mean, it's massive.
Where's it
at? They feel what?
Where's it at? Where's it located?
Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. You would, I mean, honestly, it's in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's Carlisle, but they literally, it's all rolling hills and stuff, and they fill up pavilions. I mean, if you can't find a part there, then it doesn't exist. I actually had them looking for 300G parts, because Yeah, he needs to get some things. The engine is coming out this weekend. The end of this week.
Ugh,
We're having to yank the engine. I don't. That has an update because I don't think I talked about that last week.
the
Yeah. So
compression.
yeah, it has no compression. It was pulling 43 pounds on one cylinder. Yeah, and it had such little. Oh, it's Carlisle. Of course, LB Bruins knows Carlisle is 80 acres. It seems
Wow.
bigger. It seems bigger when you walk in there. It's like it's so massive. I haven't been there since I was a teenager, so it just seems so damn big. Oh, oh look, Tony Imperial is doing his remodeling. Hey, when you're done, can you help me put in some splashbacks? I'm just asking.
That's far
But
more important than two jamokes talking here on
yeah,
this.
exactly. So but so yeah, the engine has no compression, and actually, it's so bad with the cross ram that there's actually a puddle of fluid underneath the carburetors from the cross ram because the engine didn't have enough suction to pull everything in because everything's getting blown by the rings, and of course that gets blown back into the intake manifold because of the PCV system, and so you had all this. Yeah, and so I can't wait to yank a 700-pound RB
Ugh,
engine out of this car. Yeah, I'm thoroughly excited. Can't you tell? Can you see the
yeah.
excitement? See excitement. Yeah, so hopefully I have some plans so we don't have to take the hood off. I'm praying I'll take that hood off because that hood is like 5 feet long and it's gotta weigh 150 pounds.
Oh,
And I'm like, dude, two of us aren't taking this. I mean, I have plans if we have to. We could probably use the engine crane
yeah.
to hold the front of it and kind of move it. And yeah, I'm not excited over this. So that's I don't know if I'm probably gonna film. Maybe I'll film that. I have a lot of stuff on it. I've been going through it. I have a video coming out tonight on on drum brakes, because working on this car really inspired me about people needing to actually look at this stuff because the front ones were really bad. Let's see. Oh, look, see Tony Imperial lit. He got carpet done. Now he's doing baseboards. Look at that, man.
Look at this.
I have some
Wow.
baseboard work that needs to be done.
Productive.
Yes, it does have the cast iron torque flight 20 cent. Yeah, and that ain't coming out. We're disconnecting that transmission. I'm not yanking that too because I mean now we're going to be yanking over. That would be probably almost 1,000 pounds. That would literally be 1,000 pounds coming out of that car. I think on that one it's separate. It's more modern, so it actually has the thing where you can unbolt it and then pull it forward. I believe it has the modern setup, but it's just I'm not taking that transmission out. It weighs way too much.
Where's the engine being sent to get rebuilt?
It's gonna go to Merritt's place, and they have a machine shop called Modern Performance over in Pinellas County.
Okay.
Guy named Cedric over there does the work. He knows Mopars because you can't just have anybody work on a Mopar engine.
Right.
Because it doesn't need a cam. It doesn't need anything to valve train. Like the valve seats have to be done, and the all the bearings are going to get changed in it because it just has to, and of course the rings. I'm hoping they can save. They don't have to do a big hone. That they just have to do a cleanup and then they can reuse pistons. Praying hard on this because this is yeah. So switch to a dual. Yeah, I did the dual. Actually, I have a nice video on doing the brakes on this car, and then we found that it had no compression. You're lucky. You're 66. You were able to use the 67. Yeah, that's very lucky. That's almost like what I did with the Oldsmobile. I actually used a Cadillac, a 63 Cadillac had a dual master cylinder, and it actually used the same master. I mean, the same booster. So it bolted right up, and I was able to actually make it have brakes without having to do anything massive to it. It's nice when you can find something that goes to it. On those old ones, on the old the early 60s, there is no direct bolt-in. There's no simple bolt-in to make it have a double master. There really isn't an easy way to do it on that car, so it sucks. But yeah, so that's my week's going to be really busy.
Yes,
It's hot.
of course.
It's hot, and I mowed. It was so hot when I came back from the junkyard. I actually mowed my lawn,
I didn't
and
mind. In
that's
fact, I was going to have some fun on Sunday. We thank God have gotten some rain up here because it has been so dry. The Lincoln needs a new battery. I tried to charge it up. I mean, that's my newest re-projecting. So that I put fuel in it, whatever. It needs a new battery. Anywho, and we got to talk about the Amazon thing. But anyway, I mowed on Sunday, but I had a nice early Sunday morning. I'm like, you know what, have some fun. I'm going to go decked out in the gear and go take pictures at the Chrysler, not to make fun, but just to
yeah,
document the man on the street. And after I mowed, it rained almost the entire rest of the day. So I did not get some good photographs of more vehicles adding up at my local
yeah. They're not going
Chrysler
anywhere.
Dodge Jeep Eagle dealership.
Yes, Eagle,
I just
Eagle.
Dodge, all the Plymouth Dodge Eagle Jeep dealer Ram.
Yes. So let's see if I have. Yeah, the actual official account for the Chrysler Nationals, I have it here. It's and we could. I guess we should just take a look at this. So this is the official Instagram account, and so they actually they had a winners list. Here is like all the different. Let me get like this. So burnout champ, look at that, man. That's the type of car you want to see doing a burnout. Look at that. That's a burnout.
Oh,
My God. Surprised the tires didn't pop. That is
off
crazy.
the road.
Those have to be bias plies because bias plies make the best smoke. They literally do. Look at that, man. That is cool. I just love I love every part of that. Jeez. It must be nice to have a car you just don't care about.
Right?
God.
We know someone that with a few. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. But this is that's a burnout.
That is
God.
with the flag ablazing. That's great.
Everything about that is wonderful.
Yeah.
So yeah, and there was look at it. See now they have colored.
That is wow.
That is just that literally is awesome. I love every part of that. So there's just rows and rows of cars like this.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, rows and rows and what they do is they put the similar ones together. So these are all Coronets. That's a Super, but they're all Coronets. They run them together. These are Chargers. They ran all the. That's a that's a Coronet. So there's a more Coronet, 68 Coronet. And then they put all the wing cars together. Superbird. Yeah, Superbird. Yeah, all the Superbirds. One of the ugliest cars ever made. 63 Plymouth. Yeah, I love the way they sort their cars. They just put like the makes together. So like if you have a Charger, you're in a row of Chargers. Not like the years, but like every Charger, like from a 66 to a 74. Like they'll do that classic era all together. 62 Dodges are very hard to explain. Yes, because Virgil didn't finish that car, and that's kind of that was kind of the problem, and that's why that car looks like that. This is why I did a video on this. The car was actually supposed to be 2 feet longer, so the body lines made sense the way Virgil had thought about it. Because in my video, it's on my channel. I'm on Virgil that they showed the concept car, and that back piece isn't as weird looking, because that's what really makes this car truly weird.
Yeah.
But these cars had max wedges in them, so that's what's kind of the whole thing. They are fast. So and then there's GTX. There's a whole row of like the Plymouths, and there we go. There's some more Virgil.
Yeah.
And then all the big Chryslers. That's a Roadrunner 74 64. It looks like they took the bumpers off. There we go. Some more early 60s. Superbird, like the more Superbirds, Charger. Oh, this car. There was a
Sharp.
couple.
Beautiful.
They had a couple. They had a couple in this color. There was one had a tan interior.
Wow.
And it was absolutely. Maybe this car over here had a tan interior, but with that blue. Never
That's
seen it
beautiful.
before. Never seen one like that before. Here we go. Something little Panther Pink. Hey, there's General Lee. So I mean, the show is massive, and you literally, if you can't find parts there, you obviously don't know how to look for parts, because it's like you go up and like people have like just rows of stuff. And so it's and actually on Facebook, the guys were saying where they were. Like if you, especially for the Charger stuff, they were saying where they were. It was really cool. Look, see, if you need a truck, you get a cab, and it's just miles and miles and miles of car parts, just miles and miles. I actually found the sunroof at Carlisle. I found the sunroof, all the tracks, and I found the gears and cables, and I think I paid $100 for it. Now, yeah, and then they had like this little, like this is what they did with this is because it was the anniversary of the F bodies. It was their 50th anniversary, so they had a parade of F bodies come in, which is the Aspens and Velares, and these are all the special edition ones.
Oh.
Yeah, so those are like little. They actually had some cool.
Yeah.
They actually had some cool cars in the F bodies. There we go. I want one of those. So I mean that's something neat they did. They did. Oh, here we go. Air cleaners. You want to see money?
Oh.
These are serious money. Because this is one. They don't have the one I have. The one I have in my car is like $400. With the trap door in it. This one, I can't read the price. I think that's $700 for an air grabber one, and then all the intake manifolds. There we go. $200 for Sakuda lights. Hey, Sportsman doors. I mean, if it was made by Chrysler, it was there.
Amazing. Interesting story, real quick.
Yeah.
So he brought the '62 Dodges. This is back late '90s. My friend's girlfriend, she was getting into classic cars. They lived in Plant City. We happened to see this old car. We couldn't identify it, so obviously it's a Chrysler product. It was on the side of the road for sale, and we had never. Even my friend who had the Thunderbirds at the time, he's like, "What the heck is this?" And we discovered a '62 custom-made 80, white and red two-tone with a white and red interior, automatic, power steering, no power brakes, and four-door hardtop. And as we learned more and more about it, long before the internet, you might say, it was the try to fix the problem of not everyone's going compact. So if I'm correct, they slapped on like a 61 Polara front end and a different back end and made this new bigger car out of nowhere to try to regain some large car market. But it was a interesting vehicle. It started falling apart. There were times the brakes went out. Those are true stories of someone I knew who jumped out of the vehicle to throw himself in front of it to stop it. It worked. Yeah, that could go on as in a bowling alley too, which makes it even better. Yes, he circled and circled until it slowed down enough, and he literally pushed the car stop. But yeah, so that's how I learned about a custom 880 was in the late '90s due to my friend's girlfriend who wanted a classic car. I think she bought it for $400.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
back then, yeah.
I know, but I mean, it was just a throw around car, but we had a lot of fun in that vehicle. Let's put it that way. Really unique car.
Yeah. No. So and I see LB Bruins. I've been to Carlisle. Hopefully, maybe if the YouTube thing gets a little bit better, maybe I'll go next year. I have my whole 2 weeks because I'm going to 2 shows in September. I'm going to Mo Party and drag racing, and then I'm doing the Music City show, which is actually a judge show that I somehow or the other, within a week, I had to get my car cleaned up from drag racing to actually put it inside. It's actually inside at the show. So Yeah, and so I'm going to be gone for like almost 2 weeks. So I'll be doing shows from there, in the woods.
right. The
The woods.
separatist. The right. You're going rogue.
I'm going rogue. So that's why I had that's a really big trip for me this year. So I, you know, had to put money aside for that, and just Carlisle. Just it was just with the price of fuel being so high, it was totally unobtainable. I mean, it's 1,200 miles each way for me.
Ugh.
It's 2,400 miles. That's just going there and back. You're looking at probably in realistic terms, you're probably looking at like 2,600 miles, and at $4 a gallon, at $4 a gallon and 15 miles to the gallon. That the math is bad. Plus, you have to stay overnight.
Right.
You can only get to get to Pennsylvania. You can only get to like the top of North Carolina,
Yeah.
and then you have to stop because you've been driving for 12 hours and it's time to stop.
Yeah.
So that's why I just couldn't do it, especially by myself. And it's too much. It was too much to try to do both this year. The other one I want to go to, and I've been trying to go to, and it fell through last year, was Woodward. Because once again, just the price to get there and stuff. Because Woodward is literally, it's 8 hours north of where my friend lives in Tennessee. So it's 10 hours to get to his place, and another 8 hours to get there.
Oh.
So it'd be 18 hours of driving.
Mm.
Yeah. Woodward is one of those things that it's like the biggest car show on earth. It's literally the biggest, and that's coming up soon. That's in beginning of August. I've seen it once. I mean, I'm actually happy. I have seen it once. I'd just like to participate once.
A coworker of mine, I mean, he's in another store. He, I believe, in about a week or so, is going to go and drive and see his daughter up in Wisconsin. But he's driving. He will eventually end up at Sturgis, and that is a long
Christ
drive. I mean,
wow,
even
that's like
with
3,000. That's like 3,000 miles.
I mean, imagine it in a stagecoach. I mean, it's still bad with an automobile. That's a long.
I know people that do it on bikes.
Oh,
yeah.
No way.
That's why.
Hey, God bless them, but I mean, that is tedious. You got to have. Oh,
and you end up going through states like Nebraska, Iowa, and Nebraska.
Right.
And
flyover states.
And it's Sturgis. Is it Sturgis?
South Dakota.
South Dakota. So and you have to drive into South Dakota too.
Right.
And it's nothing.
I listened to Badlands one day, but I'm sorry. I think it's South Dakota if I'm correct. Yeah, I think it's South Dakota. Hey, teach your own, but I'm thinking, man, that's
a haul.
I love driving. We love road tripping and this and that, but that is a long drive.
Having driven from Las Vegas to here, and it took me 5 days to do it.
Right.
No. And I was still tired. Yeah. Even doing it in 5 days, I was exhausted.
Yeah.
Because it was close to 3,000 miles, and it was just no. I've done it. I don't know if I want to do it ever again.
No. I like the Eastern Seaboard. That's what I do. Up and down to that's kind of really still nice. I mean, I still like going to DC that way. I don't know. It's kind of fun just to.
Same thing with Kentucky though. Tennessee, Kentucky. Yeah. It's 10 hours.
It's not bad. It's like New Orleans.
10 hours. It's not so bad.
And that's not bad.
There's two Buc-ee's on. Actually, there's 3 Buc-ee's on the way.
Look, if you can do it in a day, kind of, sort of, you're all right. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. I do it in 10 hours or 11 hours with towing a car.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So it's not so bad. So here's something else that happened today that I saw. This is from today, and I saw this, and I got very sad because I've been there, and this is actually what's happening. General Motors is going to tear down Pontiac's headquarters building. They're tearing it down.
I read that too. Yeah.
And this sucks. I mean, honestly, what the hell? I hate you, Detroit News. Oh.
Yeah, I had to pay for it too to write it.
Oh, crap.
Yes.
It was.
Yes.
Oh, you bastard.
Yes.
All right. So the long story
in 1970, and that's when it stopped me from reading.
I actually had the whole article. I thought I had it fooled. All right. So what happened is that they're tearing down the entire They're tearing down the Pontiac, but they don't know exactly when. But this is another thing from the past that's just getting annihilated at this point, where it's basically they're not even going to make it like a historical thing. They're just tearing the building down. And so another part of GM's past history is now just going away. And the thing was, Pontiac, honestly, should have never gone away. If they, neither should Oldsmobile. The problem was that they should have found a way to find a buyer and just keep them going, because the thing is, they still was selling a lot of cars. Pontiac and Oldsmobile was still selling a lot of cars in 2008. And Pontiac always had the history of being the performance division. It was the performance division for General Motors in the 50s. And this is one of those things in life, like, why? I mean, why now? Why tear it down now to do this? Because it makes no sense that you're going to do this type of stuff. I'm actually going to look for it someplace else.
Yeah, 15 years later, I mean, repurpose the building. There's, like you said, what is the actual reason for it?
I got it. I went someplace else. I went to friggin' AOL. Yeah, let's make this work. So let's see. Although the building is commonly associated with John DeLorean, the automotive wonder kid who was general manager of Pontiac during its planning, DeLorean moved to manager of Chevrolet by the time it was built. I forgot he did that.
Mm-hmm.
GM spokesman said on Tuesday, July 14th, that the building, now known as the Pontiac Engineering Center's Building A, has been vacant for 6 years and in the process of starting demolition. Hey, how you doing, guys? Nice showing up. Cool. Good to see you guys. Its removal is an ongoing site improvement to optimize our footprint and align our business strategy, whatever that means. The demolition work will be carried out under a detailed plan designed to prioritize safety, no kidding, minimize disruptions, and nearby employees and community neighborhoods to meet, exceed, or excel environmental, blah, blah, blah. The GM spokesman said the company will share details regarding the future site once the demolition is closer to completion. So they're already tearing it down.
Yeah.
It's 300,000 square feet in size and used to have 1,000 employees.
Wow.
It was designed by Argonaut Realty, which was GM's real estate arm. Of course, General Motors had everything back then. Yeah, I know it is a beautiful. It has that 1970s kind of coolness to it.
Very later mid-century look. That very, almost like our city hall here. Yeah, that very cool office. That Austin Center look. I mean, for Tampa people, you know what I'm talking about. That is that Austin Center look.
Yeah, exactly. Connolly. So Terry Connolly, board chairman of Pontiac Transportation Museum, said in a phone interview that DeLorean had a hand in the building's design, although he never sat his office there. The building initially housed Pontiac sales, marketing, and public relations. Essentially, most of its non-engineering, non-manufacturing employees. Wow.
Yeah.
Connolly said that he was in the building many times before he retired as Pontiac engineer and recalled a large 1935 Pontiac of Chief Pontiac, painting of Chief Pontiac by the artist Jerry Farnsworth, was once on display in the lobby. And we're sorry to see it go, he said, because to see any Pontiac faithful is a very famed thing. It represents Pontiac's glory days. He added, I can't speak for GM's decision of whether it's a viable structure anymore or not, but certainly we have a lot of history to it. So, I mean, this is kind of sad. And I hate, 20 Cent Motor. We erase excitement. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this is one of those things in life. It's like, but why? I mean, I don't understand that. It's just General Motors just does weird. And why now? I mean, it's been empty for 6 years, but that means people were using it for 14 years after Pontiac went away.
Yeah, I just think, Dennis, honestly, it's just even Don Draper, I forgot his exact quote, but he's like, the past is contagious or whatever. And I'm not being cynical. It's just that, we imagine us walking in that lobby in 1970, or even in the bad times, 1980, 1984, it still had that, I'm sure, that automotive feeling, that,
Hmm.
like you said, there was the marketing, the sales, that aura, whether it be from the secretaries to the executives, it doesn't matter. And just that awe of what General Motors was, even in when it, Iron Duke age, not the best,
Yeah.
still something special, right? And I hate to say it, it's like it's a shame. It's almost like in a way, well, can they rehab it? Yes, I think they could redo it, but what would come of it? Like, would it be now a blase building? I mean, I don't want to go. I'm not, like I said, not being negative, but
I
um,
know.
it's it just it will never return
No.
to what, not just the styling, but the actual mindset
Yep.
of that automotive excellence that used to happen.
Yeah.
Let me
And
say it that way.
Pontiac, I was never a huge General Motors fan.
No, me
Pontiac,
neither.
but Pontiac was a. I respect Pontiac
Yeah.
because in their heyday, they made engines that were they were just
Oh,
designed very well. I mean, the fit and finish on a Pontiac engine was always incredible, always incredible. Coming from the Chrysler world, I mean, to see stuff that actually didn't have slag on it, surfaces that were smooth,
yeah,
things that were assembled tight, it was really a pleasure to
yeah.
actually see that. And
I mean, just think about that. Like I said, is it's like DeLorean was obviously promoted, but you had, like, people in there with the drawings of the 71 Granville, okay,
yep,
or maybe something further down the trough, and then the 84 Fiero with the drawing. Just in general, I'm just thinking about, but that 80s excitement or whatever was going on, and there was still, like I said, that aura that now it's a shell. That's the saddest part.
yes, and it's just weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
Eh, The,
I know, mixed
the
bags.
yeah, the U.S. automobile industry is a mess right now, and
Mhm.
I mean you don't have to read very far to see it is because GM and Ford are the only two that are actually American companies,
Yeah.
and then Stellantis is a European company and they're not American, and it really is kind of I don't know. It's such a weird friggin' time.
Mhm.
There's still not a lot of excitement. Well, General Motors actually has done a few things to actually make me look forward to something. Um, and they're coming out with V8s. They're going to come out with more rear-wheel drive cars. So at least it's something fascinating. Something that okay, that maybe cool. It could be something to have fun with. But other than that, though, it's like there's still if like Ford's still stuck on trying to make electric appliances. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Nobody wants them.
No.
All right. Oh yeah, 20-cent motor. This is actually here. By on a clear
Yeah.
day, you can see GM in 1980. Kind of killed my car designer aspirations.
Yeah.
Wow. GM
Wasn't
had a
that
way of
written by
doing that.
DeLorean? Was that written by DeLorean?
I don't know. Was that?
It was like an insider. I thought of, like, an executive insider that kind of talked about the, I don't want to say secrets, but the back room, cigar filled rooms of General Motors. I thought it was
Yep,
written by
you're right.
DeLorean.
It was DeLorean that wrote
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. He was basically spilling the beans on it, I
Yeah,
believe.
I mean, well, he got unceremoniously dumped by them. I mean,
Yes, he
that, and
did.
that was not right. What they did to the
No.
DeLorean was probably their best executive. I mean, seriously, since Harvey Earl, he was their best executive.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand. This is where General Motors just went. I don't understand what a lot of every car company had a weirdness, especially in the late 70s, early 80s. But General Motors had the weirdest because they just did strange ass
Yeah.
things, like getting rid of John DeLorean. It's like he wasn't even that old. That's the thing
No.
that killed me. He wasn't even that old because he
No.
was young when he was the head of Pontiac.
I think it was more like in 25, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's like in his 30s.
yeah, and I mean, it's just like. Yeah, DeLorean. Yeah, DeLorean could understand. No, DeLorean was bitter.
Yeah.
Trust me, he was. I saw interviews afterwards. He was as bitter as hell, as well as
Yeah.
should be, because he literally created so many cars for them that were just massive hits and created so much money and value, and they just.
No,
I-
you know
I- and
what
he,
it
and he,
boils down to?
Mhm.
Not to go on a tangent, but what it boils down to is he wasn't the starched. I mean, yes, he wore suits, but he was the Hefner, you might say, of executives. He wore the collars out. He did not fit the mold, and he bucked the system. And what happens with people who, God forbid, buck the system a little bit? Forget about all your accomplishments and money and brilliance. No, no, you're not part of our group. That's what I believe really started the problem of him being brilliantly outside the box.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Fluno,
Yeah.
20-cent motor.
Yeah.
He questioned how big brass could be so nonchalant about downwards direction and was all headed.
Right.
Yeah, I mean he actually was a visionary, and he can see that General Motors in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And they just they would do. Oh no, we're fine. No, we're fine. We're still selling a lot of cars. We're fine.
That's right.
We don't have to worry about Toyota. I mean, literally in the late 70s, General Motors didn't care about Toyota. They honestly didn't, or Honda. They did not care. And then the early 80s came, and they needed to start caring.
Right.
And then they designed some of the worst cars ever from General Motors.
Right.
Oh my God, those mid-size cars from the mid 80s, where every last one of them, the front didn't match the back, and they looked like somebody shrunk them in a hot water bath.
Right.
And they literally designed some of the ugliest, and it was this badge engineering.
Yeah.
And it was terrible badge engineering. And it was like the worst thing was the Cutlass, because that same body shape was also used for Chevy, used for Cadillac. The Cadillac one was embarrassing looking. It was the old.
It was everything. It wasn't the beat, but I should know this because I watched a channel where the guy.
It was horrible.
And I love this channel, but it's like, okay, you're splitting hairs trying to find the styling in this thing.
There was no styling.
There was no, but he will split hairs on. Oh, there's a different door. Okay, all right. F body. I can't remember. I should know this. And we know the X body. That was the first disaster.
Oh, the X body was. And you realize that that's the guy that became the chairman of the board for Chrysler.
Yes.
Bob Lutz.
And you know what the sad thing is? If the quality would have been there, the car
would have been phenomenal.
Great design. It actually was perfect for that era, but they couldn't finish it up.
I mean, that car, I remember as a kid, literally it would be leading the news, and everybody forgot when he took over Chrysler that Bob Eaton was the head engineer of that car.
Yes.
The car where the rear brakes would lock up on you just driving down the road. The X body, the Citation, my neighbors had a Citation that went away really fast. I mean, I think they got it bought back because it was just that bad. I mean, but Bob Eaton, I mean, this is why I did a whole thing on Lee Iacocca and having Bob Eaton get elevated, because there was in no planet does Bob Eaton become a CEO of a company.
No.
In no planet is Bob Eaton become a CEO of a company over Bob Lutz. But Bob Lutz was twice the executive, and I'm like, okay, but yeah. So but he was Bob Eaton was part of that GM machine that didn't know what the hell they were doing. Literally just trying to make something
again
stick.
Whose friends in one hand watched the other in backroom deals. Made no sense, but something happened. Brilliant.
Something happened.
Yeah.
And it was bad. So it's so fascinating, that whole time frame, and especially having lived through it, and just going, God, you shook your head just like, wow. So okay, so this is something. Get time to put on some tinfoil here. This is something I don't think there's nothing too strange about this.
No.
No. Key Gasoline and Jet Fuel Distributor just files Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Oh.
I mean, what could go wrong with this? I mean, a petroleum products dealer, Fuel Group Trade LLC, filed Chapter 11 to reorganize this business, facing legal claims according to the petition. All legal actions are subject to automatic stay while the bankruptcy case proceeds, of course. Fuel Group Trading files for bankruptcy. they had $751,000 in assets and 105 in debts. That's not that bad. Other estimates list the petition include a possible $12 million net operating loss. That's a problem. And $10 million in misrepresentation made by third parties involving certain prospective but unsuccessful oil trade transactions. And $3.3 million claim against a shipping provider. Fuel Group Trade did not indicate a specific reason for filing bankruptcy in a petition, and spokesman contacted at the phone number of the company website declined to comment. So basically, they only have $105,000 of an unsecured claim. So they also have a lawsuit, Steve Slade versus the company in the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico. Oh, great. The first group is trading a petition. The owner affiliate, the Fuel Group LLC's website, fuelgroup.net. Fuel Group was established in 2012 in Puerto Rico as a logistics and marketing company that distributes crude oil, gasoline, jet fuel, distillates, residual oil, and renewable fuels wholesalers, retailers, and commercial customers. The lease for the place in Puerto Rico is also in the petition. So, so this company's in trouble, but I wonder how many other suppliers, and this is kind of a big problem, because if the suppliers start having issues and going out of business, that's bad. I mean, that's really not great. You know what I mean? This is not good things. So I'm a little confused on, let's see.
How's this happening?
Oh my God, Barracuda's here. Hey,
yeah, hello.
How you doing from New Zealand? Cool. Talking about our American problems.
Yeah. How does this even happen, though? I mean, it's
I don't know. That's the thing.
This seems like a totally fine gig. Like, how does this start to go down? Like, it almost sounds like the Temu version of First Brands. I mean, like, how does this happen?
Well, yeah. First Brands. That's a whole nother.
That's a whole other right. Bad comparison, but it just seems like lost money, and then we have fraud. It looks like going on, and how does that, again, a shipping company for fuel where everyone needs this?
Yes. So, what's this? So yeah, I'm looking up. Oh wow. Because I'm actually next thing we're actually going to talk about is First Brands, because I did a video on Sunday, kind of impromptu, because Raybestos actually has a new owner, and now they're a Chinese company. And the comments never, ever cease to amaze me, and they never disappoint. Because literally, I have somebody on there who says he worked there a long time ago, that nothing was made in the United States. And then I have wheel cylinders on my car that are not 20 years old, and they're made in USA and they're Raybestos. You go on any of the online stores and you pull up a Raybestos brake wheel cylinder, and it says you made in USA. So they were making part. They had an Indiana plant, and now that plant is gone. So now they're going to be part of. First Brands is now being liquidated. It's no. It's not. It says Chapter 11, but there's no business left. The only business left is Cardone, and that's the one that hasn't had any movement on it, which is terrifying, because with my power steering pump, Cardone was the remanufacturer of that pump. They were literally the manufacturer of the pump. Yeah. So, the other comment I always get when I talk about a company like that, oh, they've made garbage for years. No, they haven't. Honest to God, I mean, Raybestos isn't garbage. I mean, seriously, it's not like you're buying, Temu brakes. I mean, I'm
you will.
I'm dumb. Yeah, now it will be. He was probably a Chinese CCP propaganda agent. Well, the thing is,
go ahead. No,
the thing is, this company is in bed with the CCP. They literally
Yeah.
receive awards from the government. I'm like, oh Jesus. So now, I mean, literally, they are a Chinese company, which is very bad. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a difference. And Fluto, correct me if I'm wrong. There is a difference between a company that is in the United States
Sure.
and has some manufacturing in China,
Sure.
or a company that's in China and manufactures in China. Because
Right.
Apple manufactures in China. I don't see anybody yelling about how garbage their stuff is,
Right.
even though it is. But but they're an American company that has
Right.
manufacturing there.
Right.
But the Chinese phones we have are not as well built allegedly as
Right.
the Apple phone.
No, there's a big difference between something truly, even if it's a tchotchke versus like something mechanical. It's blatantly obvious when it's like the Chinese company made in China, and you can get it whether it's on Amazon. The 3.5 stars versus 5 point. I mean, no, if we bought, look, a lot of things, sorry, I mean, are made in China. Okay. I mean,
Yes.
heck, even my America 250 shirts were made in Bangladesh. You know what? They're really nice. Okay. I'm sorry. I think this was made in Bangladesh, but, designed in America. The point is, I'm not, maybe this is like, when I forgot where they're made, but they're over here hanging up. But it's like, I have no problem with something made in another nation, especially if it's going to be high quality and a better price for me. But there is a huge difference when it is everything is the
Yeah. All right.
Chinese
My
thing.
perfect example. So this is my perfect example, and why this is different. Harbor Freight.
Yes.
Harbor Freight is, I don't know the true ownership, but their business is here, and honestly, their footprint is here.
Yeah.
And if they made garbage, they would be gone. They
Right.
actually seem to make Chinese products that are not complete trash, which they can't. Obviously, they can do, but because they want to. But
Right.
this is like, what are they going to do to the Ray Best? Because
Yeah.
now it's going to be called Ray Bestis, authentic Ray Bestis. They're even
Okay.
changing the name, and it's kind of it's not good. The other, at least Centric got sold to an American company, so those brake stop and all, they're going to be American.
Right.
At this point, I'm going to be very suspect of Ray Bestis because they do have a Mexican plant. I'll take the Mexican plant over China.
So here is one caveat that could be okay, and this actually is a friend of ours. We know you're working on his Oldsmobile. Spiegel watch bands been around since like the 20s. Okay.
Mhm.
This isn't years ago. I remember talking to the rep. I mean, leather bands, stainless steel, whatever you name it. Spiegel made your band for your watch, mainly leather. That was their thing.
Right.
It was cheaper for them to pack everything up, move to China, manufacture. They're still in control, but it's all made in China. Send it back to our nation, and versus the new laws XYZ that were going to be happening for them.
Yep.
So maybe the Raybestos dies, okay, and the tools and dies will be all sent over there, and maybe
Nope.
there's going to be some. Okay, it's
Nope,
not.
they didn't
So we're
buy
not
any
having
of the equipment.
advisors. We're not having anyone. It's truly now them.
All they get is the technical information and all the patents.
Okay.
They're not getting any of the machinery, and that's yeah.
Okay.
And so this is kind of one of those things in life where it's not great. And
What a shame.
but here we go. Raybestos actually got hurt by the U.S. government because they were overzealous with the asbestos lawsuits against them, and didn't give them an out to be able to continue to do business, even though they had stopped using asbestos in brakes in the early 90s. I guess they stopped.
Yeah.
But all this happened in the 2000s, and they got such punitive punishment that it actually caused them to get many owners. And this is where, like I say, you can't have a monopoly without government. You can't have a business get driven out of business because of past mistakes unless you have government.
Right.
And they were doing everything right, but then they had to get punitively punished, and they ended up going through a bunch of owners, and they ended up here, and now we've completely lost that company.
Yeah.
So was it really worth it in the end? We lost a massive manufacturer. It made a lot of brake parts. and now they're gone. So this is always that thought, like, was it in the long term? Was it really good? And my answer is no.
No, well, they don't care. It's not
No,
affecting
no,
their bottom
they don't
line.
care at all. No,
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 they pat
they don't.
themselves on the back, and we're gonna save you from asbestos fibers. And even though it was all not worried about the time, and they went to China. Oh well, I'm still here doing my thing. So
Yeah,
we know how
exactly.
this works.
That's why I kind of I watch Count Dankula on YouTube, and he's Scottish, and he's like, you know what? The more I see this, a king, it seems like a better idea than democracy. And you know what? The argument is pretty strong, because in that system, if a king screws up, he ends up being unalived. And kings always want to leave something better for their children.
Right.
Our politicians don't give a crap about their children.
No.
So the monarchy is there's a strong argument for monarchies at this point.
Heavy is the head it's the truth.
That wears the crown. Yeah, I know.
Right.
And seeing the way our politicians don't know how to do anything, I'm kind of like going, yeah, you know what? Maybe it wasn't so bad. Maybe it wasn't so bad.
I'm thinking a triumvirate of Augustus, Marcus Aurelius, and Caesar. But that's just me. We can't have a perfect world out there.
No.
Sorry. They don't exist, just for the record.
So just to go before we go on, Barracuda always bringing it.
Yeah.
Jay Leno's Garage, a '67 Lamborghini, which is I guess a Miura. Those are so rare and expensive. Had 250,000 miles on it, but the engine got built 5 times. Actually, for a Lamborghini to get 50,000 miles out of the engine, that's impressive. That's almost like winning. That is winning.
Yeah.
I don't think King George was right. Victor Emmanuel of Italy was, but I don't think King George was a little mad. He was a little. He was slightly nuts.
Later. That was later on.
He was a little nuts.
He just didn't understand what was going on. Supposedly he was actually a really nice guy. Like he really wasn't an evil king. He
really wasn't.
No, he loved his family. He didn't mess around. He just, I'm in charge. Okay.
And the 3%, the 3% tax on tea.
Yeah.
That was their entire tax
today. Yeah. And nobody cares. Okay. We digress.
So here's some First Brands updates, and this is actually fascinating because this is how much this is a chapter 7 at this point. There is no more First Brands. They are now auctioning off the manufacturing stuff.
Wow.
There's going to be auctions. So anybody out there that wants to get a manufacturing facility, they're going to be auctioning off Trico, Eagle Machining. So if you need a machining shop, you can go get this. Hopkins in Miami, Oklahoma. So what they're going to do is they're going to have an auction. The August 18th, 19th, 20th is Trico. And Eagle Machining is August 27th, and Hopkins is September 1st. So if you need to buy a manufacturing facility on the cheap, I think that we can go and get some of First Brand's old stuff. First Brands is dead.
Those 3 companies are gone.
No, they're alive. Trico got sold.
Okay.
Eagle Machining got sold. I don't know what Hopkins was part of. Everything is sold now except for Petroclear and Cardone.
Okay.
Those two are still dead. They're not functioning. There's nothing there. But Trico got sold with Autolite and all that. So they are going to, because Trico needed to be sold because General Motors and Ford need the wiper blades.
Absolutely.
Because that's an OEM. So yeah, and that's then when I started talking about this last year, people were like, "Well, they just make garbage stuff." No, I don't. I just don't understand people just casting like there's one product line that they make that's not very good. Fram, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
And then everybody just takes the whole thing and they just throw it down the toilet because Fram wasn't very good. So they go, oh, okay, so the rest of the stuff they made was no. They actually Cardone was probably one of the most important remanufacturers in the United States, as I have found out now, trying to get parts for my '95 BMW that don't exist anymore. And Anco, Trico.
Yeah.
I mean, those are wiper blades. Autolite, which has slipped in quality because First Brands was cutting cost on them. But yeah, I think they were under Federal Mogul, which wasn't very good either. So I mean, but
I'm amused at a lot of your comments. I'm not going to get into it. But
I mean, the comment section does not disappoint.
No, but it's and it's not being prejudiced on you forever. But it's like you did your due diligence, this and this and this. So I can't. You have more
so far, I am from what it looks like, I am the only YouTuber that actually is spending any real time talking about First Brands at this point. Mm-hmm. Or the only person in the United States, it seems like, that's talking about this, because it is so bad at this point. And look what it's done. It has divested stuff that has gone offshore now. This is how bad this is. And Cardone is still not in existence. Oh, okay. So let's start going into Stellantis and the delusion that is the new Charger, because we have to. We'll have a sales update in a second, but we need to talk about this. There needs to be an intervention with some of these people, please. You really need help, guys. You do. You need help. There's a couple of channels. I think I am the only one. That's kind of scary. I'm just a guy with a channel of almost 6,000 people, and I'm the one talking about it. And it's like that's not great. That's not a great feeling. So there's a couple of channels out there that need a little bit of I think they need a intervention, because they talk some diluted stuff about Dodge like it's some brand that actually is happening. And here is an article from Carlisle. Let me go here. There we go. The Dodge Charger new twin turbo had skeptics worried until they heard it at Carlisle. Are you serious? That is your headline. Are you high? Are you high?
Wow.
I mean, Joe Kosisnik. He's at How to Geek. That's right. He's a Porsche guy. That explains everything. They're almost as bad as Corvette guys. The average person wants a vehicle that's practical, efficient, and comfortable enough to shuttle kids to school and run to the grocery store. Mopar fans have a different idea of fun. We do? I don't know. I want a car to be reliable and not that expensive. I'm crazy. They want to leave point A with the rear tires smoking, the engine roaring, and arrive at point B with a grin that lasts after an hour after the engine shut off. This is American Muscle crowd. Okay. I was among the American Muscle crowd the moment I arrived at 2026 Chrysler Carlisle Nationals, held on July 10th through the 12th. Before I saw a touch a single card, I heard them. The deep rumble of V8s and unmistakable whine of superchargers. That's only the new ones. The occasional bark of spinning tires from somewhere across the fairgrounds. Soundtrack American performance. Mopar has never believed in blending in. And so here is the plum crazy. They're calling it Purple Haze because they don't give a crap about the history of the company. And they don't give an absolute rat ass about the she didn't, they just don't, they don't care. They don't care about the heritage of Dodge. They really don't. So that's why they released this thing with the name of the color that's wrong. Here, look at this insanity. Jesus. Wow, that looks so. Wow, underneath all that plastic, there's something there.
Okay. Ooh, well, hey, the red leather seats that closed me. No.
Ooh, that looks really cheap. I mean, that looks really cheap.
It is.
So I love it. 20 cent. Chrysler had a display at Carlisle. They had some new models. A woman did the sales pitch and she got booed. Yeah, there is absolute there is straight up hatred of Stellantis at this point. There is straight up hatred. There is no coming back for Dodge at this point. They're dead. Dodge is over. I mean, it's just a matter of time. I did a video 2 years ago basically predicting this because of this car, and I'm going to show in a second why this car is an abject failure and why it will never succeed. Let's see. He talks about the colors, blah blah blah. Oh God, this thing's jumping. As Dodge, Matt McAleer, who's failed upwards, we know, and he knows he was an absolute abject failure at Jeep, and now they put him in front of the top of Dodge, and they also runs Chrysler, and doing a great job. We know Dodge muscle car customers don't want to blend in; they want to stand out, just like the Charger owners since '66. Wow. So, I mean, this is from a perspective of somebody that doesn't know anything about Dodge. And then they did a burnout with a 550 horsepower 6-pack high output, whatever. Okay. So this is the cope that is out there. This is they pay for these types of articles on online. On Facebook, there are still people that are like trying to defend this car. I don't know how. I just can't. So this is why this car is done.
That's a terrible picture too. It looks like it's dented all over it. Go back to that. I mean, look, the way the sun's hitting it looks awful.
This one right here. Let me see.
No, the purple.
Oh, this right here.
That was like a geometric, like a.
Oh, that's a bad picture. That's a really bad picture.
It's like an 01 Cougar. It's like too geometric. It looks smashed up.
Yeah, the sun, the way this had the sun hit it, it actually does look like crap.
Right.
That's a terrible picture. Oh my God.
And I think behind it though, with the blue and the red, and by the way, the red interior is in the purple car. That really is a bad. And look, we can be a tacky Italian all we want. That blows it out of the water.
Come on, even in a, he's a fruitcake. McAleer. A Guinea would even go, yeah, no.
No, what I'm saying is that, look, we can push the envelope, but that doesn't even match.
But not calling this plum crazy is insulting.
Right.
That is insulting. That is a Dodge color. Plum, this whatever the hell this is not a Dodge. I don't know what the name is. Not a Dodge color. It looks like plum crazy. So just call it plum crazy. Celebrate the 60th anniversary on the 61st year and have the right name for the color, please. All right, so this is why that car is going to be a failure. It's this thing, the BMW, and this is their new M350, which is going to have an inline six that's going to be reliable, unlike the Huracan. That's going to be over 400 horsepower in a car that's 1,000 pounds lighter. This car will eat that Charger's lunch, and that's why the Charger's not a muscle car. It's trying to compete with this car, and this car will absolutely annihilate it in all metrics because BMW builds the best inline six in the world right now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no argument. Right now, they do build the best one. I can't think of another company that builds an inline six better than BMW right now. Right?
Did you say Mercedes' new one is getting closer?
It'll be closer. I mean, Mercedes knows how to do it, but
sure.
But the thing is that this car, the proportions on it are going to be better than the Charger. It doesn't have a ridiculous liftgate that looks like cheap plastic.
Right.
This prices car is going to be about the same, retail about the same as that Charger, and this car all day long is a better car, and that's what it's going to kind of look like. I mean, it's not the greatest styling, but you know what? It's a better car. All day long, twice on Sunday, it's a better car. And Dodge, but that interior is terrible. But Dodge trying to go up against European cars is a stupid idea.
Yeah.
Because you just can't. You just can't. This is going to have as much horsepower as the smaller six, the Huracan, but it's in a smaller car. So it will absolutely just kick its ass, and it'll outhandle it.
Interior, I'd still take.
Yeah, the interior is awful.
No, it is.
That is
too minimalistic. But
which yeah.
I bet the quality.
Oh, the
Material,
quality's the light
yeah,
years better.
yeah.
This is a better car all day
Yeah.
long. It's a better car.
My Kona has better interior quality than that thing.
I just don't understand this because BMW used to build really great interiors.
Yeah.
This looks bizarre, but
Yeah.
this is this is the argument with why the Charger is a failure. It's multiple levels of why it's a failure. First, it doesn't go to the customer. It doesn't go to the customer that they want. They pissed them off and drove them away by ripping them off with the last calls. So now those people, and then you came out and you made an inline six. That's not a Dodge thing. The slant was, but they haven't made the slant since 1984. I mean, it's been almost 40 years. It's been over 40 years. So so now they're marketing to no one an all-wheel drive car that weighs 5,000 pounds, gets terrible fuel economy, and has insurance problems because the lowest one's over 400 horsepower, the highest one's over 500 horsepower. I don't know how you insure that car, and you'll see as we go on. It's not so it's not great. Yeah. No, they finally stopped using the independent rear suspension. That was the Charger and Challenger up until 2 years ago. They were using that independent rear from the the E-Class that was built in the 90s.
Yeah. Right.
That was a 30-year-old chassis design. That's why I never liked those cars. They were basically hand-me-down.
Yep.
They were a homage to a car of the past that was basically designed for memory. And you were drunk when you tried to remember it. I just didn't like it because it wasn't anything new. It was just basically memory berries for boomers. And I'm like, no, I'm not into this car. The Mustang never did that. Mustang looks kind of like a Mustang, but it's a new car.
Right.
It doesn't look like a 65 Mustang.
Right.
They tried that a little bit, then they went away from it. All right, Vintage Viper. I can't wait to see your comments. You always comment on the show after you watch it. It's always
the
there.
Proportions of Mustang have really never changed, and the aura's there, but it's always a new looking and modern car. Well, let's just say from 05 on, they've kept it much more modern.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, that's the thing is that the Coyote's gone through 3 generations.
Sure.
Well, the Hemi has basically 1. I mean, they did minor updates to it, but it's still the same. It's still the same engine. So there we are. So with all that said, I think it's time. It's time.
Uh-oh.
Yep, the weekly Charger sales update, and first of all, they're not making them anymore. Manufacturing has stopped, and it's been I've confirmed this in a couple places. They have stopped. They haven't built a new Charger in over a month, so that tells you a lot right there. Yeah. So after the last quarter, where it was actually exposed that they are not selling, and Car Scoops, I actually went on Twitter and railed into Car Scoops because 2 days after they did a thing about how they went up 400%, they then had a story about how the Charger's one of the slowest selling cars in America, and they have 360 days worth of supply. Yes. Wow. So without further ado, let us take a look at how the Charger is progressing in the month of July, because this is basically all the ones they're going to build for this year. So last week, there were 11,555 vehicles available. Okay. So this week, there's 11,341. So they sold a little over 200 in a week, which really isn't awesome because that is only 10,000 cars a year.
Yeah.
And this is nationwide. This is really bad. That's terrible. It's not getting any better. Now, I'm going to make this even more poignant at this point, because this is what's happening out there in the real world. Go share this tab. So this is what's going out. This is a dealership out in, I don't know where. It's just somewhere in 201, 210. I think this is out. It's up in, I don't know. It's somewhere. Oh, San Antonio, Texas. All right. So
Okay.
it's a big market. They're putting almost $11,000 on the hood of this car.
Brand
And
new.
it's still sitting here. This car is, I pulled this up 5 days ago. This car is still sitting on the lot with 10 grand on the hood. Nobody wants it.
No.
$10,000. The payment is still $700 a month.
Sorry. That's a victim. Potential victim on that.
So yeah, this is this car has and this isn't an isolated incident.
Yeah.
Because I looked up another one today that this car wait a minute, the price changed.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness, they're playing games because this car is actually $45,000. Oh, here it is, $44,827. So they're taking they're playing games with the numbers. 44, 6. So this car is $6,000 on the hood. And it's been sitting there for a while. I mean, seriously, this car has been sitting for a while with $6 grand on the hood. Nobody wants this car.
Man.
With almost 10. No, I definitely don't want to talk to you about this car.
I was gonna say, do you want to chat? We can chat.
Yeah, sure. We'll start a chat on this thing. Can you take another 10 grand off? So
we got a buyer in Florida. We got a guy who likes the green color.
So this is black because all the cheap ones are black.
That's right.
There's no other color on cheap ones but black. I don't know who understood. But so this is what's happening with the Charger now. Basically, the sales are so bad that they're now throwing money on the hood on a brand new car. And so there's 2 channels out there. An 80 Volare. It depends. How rotted is it? It really depends. And is it a coupe or is it a 4-door? I want to know. That a brand new car that's only been out now for 6 months, 7 months, now has 10 grand on the hood. So these channels, and I'm not going to mention them, but you'll know who they are because they talk all about the CUDA. The CUDA coming back on the SRT. Yeah, they're coming out with a new Hemi. Yeah, buddy, they're coming out with a new Hemi. Sure. So those are those channels that say that, and they're full of crap. No, they're just paying propagandists for Stellantis. There is no Hemi coming. There is no CUDA coming. Hell, I don't even think Dodge is going to be a division in a year because Durango, when it gets redesigned, should probably be a Ram. I can't see holding on to this division much longer, especially when this is their idea. And the only way to make a Hemi fit in this car, you have to redesign it. And that's another $50 million. I don't think they're going to be there dropping $50 million on the car that doesn't sell. It doesn't make any sense. So this is where we are now with this car. So anything you read, they're trying to get the stock up. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they're working overtime on YouTube and in the media to try to make it seem like there's something actually happening. There really isn't a lot of stuff happening at Stellantis. It's really a train at this point. It's a train wreck, and I'm actually I've never seen a company just want to implode so badly at this point. I mean, they leave very incompetent people in charge of stuff. Like Chrissy left because I guess she finally realized that she's just the minivan mom and she looked like a fool many a time, and it was just time to go. And I mean, but she was staying there. I mean, she literally oversaw Chrysler going down to one model, and they didn't fire her. And I'm like, well, I mean, and then her own staff embarrassed her when they were talking about a new model, and she said it was coming out, and they went, no, that project's dead. 2 days later, they went out to the media. I'm very just very, McAleer he destroyed Jeep. He was actually at the helm of Jeep when they started imploding, and they're going to be outsold. Mark my word, next year Jeep will be outsold by the Bronco. The Wrangler will be outsold by the Bronco next year. I will. Let's lead pipe lock at this point. With Jeep's problems, Ford doesn't have any of the problems that Jeep has. The Broncos don't catch fire. They don't stop suddenly on the street. They ride nicer. They don't have a suspension from 1945 in them. Eventually, the quality control on Jeep is going to finally catch up to them. And this year, Ford actually outsold in the last quarter. The Bronco outsold the Wrangler. First time the Wrangler's been outsold by something in its class in I don't know how long.
Maybe a starting price of like 55 grand may have something to do with that as well. And I'm going cheap. Most of those ridiculous things go for like $80,000+.
Well, that's the V8 ones.
I know, but it's ridiculous.
So I mean, this is where Stellantis is just a train wreck, and they're trying to save. The big problem is they have in Italy. They have so many problems with the unions at Fiat because Fiat just wasn't selling, and that's why they're pawning off the Fiats to Chrysler to make manufacturing go up there because the unions are like going, we made a contract and the plant needs to be open. Our people need to be working. Yeah, not a good thing.
Yep.
And in France they have problems with was it Peugeot? The divisions are a mess. Maserati is still in their portfolio for some insane reason. I mean, we're at a point now where this company is such a train wreck. I don't know how much longer it could stay together. And you were telling me before that the Rams they're putting 20 grand on the hood of a new Ram.
And it was across the board. He went to Honda, he went to this, he went to that. Yes, I believe he said that there are some Rams because he showed the sticker. And what's even worse is that some of them have stickers over stickers, right? So he wasn't sure if they resent them with a little lower price or not, or maybe they were just a duplicate because it can happen. But the bottom line is, yes, some of the Rams, he's like, this is $92,000, okay? And he compared it to BMW. He's literally going back and forth on the video, and you're thinking, yeah, what would I rather have? Even if it needs more maintenance or some glitches, I'd still buy the BMW. Yes, he said some Chargers he saw up to, I believe he said up to 15, but maybe just 10. But yes, $20,000+ on the hood, and they're still sitting there.
15,000 sounds plausible at this point because they're not moving.
No, think about that for a minute. I mean, we have obviously, it's like
obviously, yeah, but insane. I mean,
that's insane.
And it's not that it's not that I hate Dodge.
No,
I'm saddened by this.
We're not making fun of them. It's
Stellantis have mismanaged this company, the divisions, to a point where they are now a shell of themselves, and literally they have destroyed. Jeep is destroyed at this point. It is such a train wreck. Ram is. They're touting sales. They're not even back to what they were in 22. So I don't mean. So you're getting, and the one thing Ford doesn't do is put 10 grand on the hood of a friggin' F-150. I mean, I see some deals in F-150s, but I don't see 20 grand on the hood of an F-150. I don't think it's ever happened.
A year and a half old. This is back 20 years ago. Year and a half old F-150 Lariat. Sure, you could see rebates of up to like $8,500. Just we got to get out of here. Okay, that's from Ford saying get it out of here. That's a year and a half old vehicle. This is brand new. That makes no sense at all.
20-cent Motors is and I brought this up. God, I've brought this up so many times. Yes, I suspect we've had a lot of price increases that are even out the cost of an EV. If that's true, we should see massive discounts like that. Yes, the EVs stole money out of the pocket of the companies because they lost money. I mean, that was real money that went away, and they never made it back. The thing is, they're cutting their prices because the stuff's not moving.
Right.
The plant the Charger plant is shut down. It is not open. It is shut down. They're not making, unless I think they make Grand Wagoneers too, there, because it's the same platform. Or Wagoneers. One of these same, but they making that, but they're not selling well either. So this plant is barely making anything at this point. So you have to move product, because that's the name of the game. You got to move tin. And if you don't move tin, you can't make more tin. So now you have a problem with your workers because your cars aren't moving. This is as bad a disaster as you could get for Dodge.
He brought up Wagoneers as well, and this is where the whole Maroney came up, because he swears that when he did another video, I'm just making this up, but let's say it was $80,000. Now it's like 69 and change. Like, wait, that's not what I recall. And you can see where there's like a new Maroney over the old Maroney. But the bottom line is that they are reducing prices on all these. And let's take it back to that Pontiac building, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, we're not making fun. We're not trying to, I mean, yes, some of these other channels are comical with their absolute phoniness, okay? And we won't get into that. But you think about the Pontiac building, and when we talk about the excitement, the engineer, the marketing, the sales, yada, 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 the life. That's what used to happen with Dodge. I mean, just imagine whether it be a Plymouth Volare event, okay, and being excited. There was something going on. There was like that energy, or Charger or Challenger. It didn't matter. And now it's not there. So we're not making fun. I mean, except the salesmen, the marketing guys, the everyone, the service department, everyone's losing on this. Everyone.
I mean, they literally put out such a bad product. They're hurting the people that are supporting them. Right. And this is literally the worst selling Dodge ever. Right. I mean, seriously, they've never had a product that this bad. So the most they can sell is 15,000, because they have 11,000 lot. They sold 4,000, maybe 15 or 16,000 for the entire year. And it's not going to happen, because I don't think they're going to sell out. They would have to put another 10 grand. I mean, how much money are they going to be losing on every car if you put $20,000 on each one of these? Amazing. I mean, they're going to have to be losing 10 grand a car. There isn't that much there's probably 10 grand of profit in the car.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so what point, there's no development of a Hemi for this car, because the Hemi would have sales go up, 5,000 cars. That really doesn't move the needle. They need to sell 100,000 of these, and there's no strategy right now that will sell 100,000 of these cars. No. Not at that price, not with those engines. It's not going to happen. It's not. It's the RAV4 is the most popular car in the United States right now. They sell 400,000 a year.
Amazing.
And there's nothing special about it.
No,
it really isn't. Nothing special about it. But it's a reliable piece of transportation with good fuel economy.
Right. That's what's special nowadays. No, you're right. And to piggyback, I think it was 27 Motors who said this. Here's the sad part too. All these people, and we can blame American thought process on this. People literally bought cars left and right during the whole shutdown, the supply chain, this and that. Right. Oh, 10 grand. No one used to buy. I mean, when I was selling cars, I'd love for everybody to come in and say, Mike, I don't want to pay even sticker, not even invoice. No, I'll give you 10 grand over. Sounds great. People literally were dropping. That never happened. Talking about all the craziness of 2020. Yep. Who pays over sticker unless it's like the Shelby, etc., Roche? Okay. And that's what happened. So now you have this car that's 10 grand over. It's already going to lose money. We know that. So now you're stuck in this. So here it is 6 years later. You're still paying on that loan, and it is worthless, or whatever. And now these dealerships who thought they were so great, and the salesmen who made great money in that era, now they're all starving. And I'm not saying it's the salesman's fault. I'm saying that, hey, they took advantage of the people coming in.
It's the management at the company.
The management literally, along with the EV subsidies, we'll call it, to make their money, literally they kept assuming, people will keep paying these prices. No, we won't. So that's greed and hubris combined. And that's just another element that I believe that they still think people were going to buy this car for 70 grand.
So Fluto, here's the other thing, the perfect storm, because you had them ripping people off.
Right.
And then, you always expect the better product to come out. And then they launched a turkey.
Right,
So
right.
now you not only did you rip people off, but then the next product that came out, people looked at it and went, "Are you
Uh,
kidding?" and walked
right.
away. So I
Correct.
mean, so now you have that perfect storm of you did bad business before, but then you have nothing to go, "Ooh, that's really cool. I want that." Instead, it didn't happen. It's
No.
not going to happen. And it doesn't matter what they do because there's nothing coming for 27.
No.
Nothing coming for 28. I
No.
don't think the car makes it past 28. So even if you came out with a Hemi in 29, what would it matter at that point? Who'd care?
And
No
who's
one would
really,
care. No
really
one
that
would care.
obsessed with Hemis at this point? I'm sorry, but
Boomers. I really honestly believe it's boomers. I can't.
well, they
Because I mean the Hemi used to be something special
sure. No, I
because
get
it was
that.
a impossible to keep tuned motor. It was a
Hmm.
race engine. These are not race engines. These are just 318s with special heads on them. That's all I'm going to call them. I'm going to call them basically a 318 with a head on it. The 5.7 was the 360 with a special head on it. It
And
really
look,
wasn't
don't get me
anything.
wrong. I miss my
It was
V8.
an LA
Okay,
engine, basically.
right. But I mean, no, I'm not poo-pooing. I'm glad General Motors is bringing back some. I'd
Oh yeah,
love to have a V8 power again. I miss it. Not gonna lie. Okay,
yep.
and a manual transmission. Okay, here we go. Out there, here we go.
All
Walter
right,
Minnie.
so
Yeah.
let's move into something more dark and insidious because we have to. We have to go there. I'm sorry. We must go there. So this was the first thing. Of course, Europe's going to lead the way. Your EU mandates dystopian in-car cameras to
uh,
monitor everyone's face.
uh,
What could go wrong? And this is from Modernity. European Union has made it official. Every brand new passenger car, van, truck, and bus sold in or first registered across the block must now carry interior-facing cameras that track the driver's gaze, head movements, and attention levels. Oh my God.
what?
Yep. Yep. So it watches you. So your car is watching you, but I don't know who else is going to be watching you. The compulsory hardware activates at low speeds and tightens requirements as velocity increases, issuing escalating visual, acoustic, and haptic warnings if driver looks away too long. Dear Christ.
Oh my.
And of course, it's for safety. It's for safety. You know, so this is the rollout. So what it's going to do is that it's going to this is what it has: advanced emergency brake detection, advanced driver distraction, better forward vision, new tests for worn tires. I mean, literally, they're basically
Oh
making it so
my
it's impossible to
God.
have a car in Europe. It really is. So you have all this now. Here's the thing that I want my 73 Charger back. You damn straight.
Oh.
So here's the thing though that always gets looked over in this because you know this is stuff inside the car that is staring at you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go to this thing because this also kind of continues on that. Stellantis got caught selling your data, like seriously, from your car, stuff that you did in your Stellantis product. They got caught selling that data to third-party companies, like where you drove to, you know, because it was tracking where you went. So where you drove to, what stations you stopped at, so you get advertising. They were literally giving away this. They were selling this information. And this is the danger of this stuff because there are computers in there and it's in contact with the rest of the world. This is why I can't stand EVs because every EV is like this.
Mm-hmm.
Every EV is connected to a center something.
Mm-hmm.
Like Teslas are probably the worst intrusive thing out there. They literally, you have no privacy in a Tesla. That thing is watching you and it's reporting on you the entire time. Don't you ever think it isn't? Because I know people that have done things to Teslas and literally the stuff got turned off while they were driving.
Whoa.
Yeah. And now they're going to come after the gas cars. And this is terrifying stuff because we're going to get into flock cameras a little bit because There is a really insidious side to those things that people have not talked about. So this is Ford's patent that in a truck they'll scan your face and read your lips. Read your lips.
Why?
And one day can testify against you. So your car is going to narc on you.
Was HAL 9000? Seriously?
Yeah, I mean, so it's learning to read lips, scan irises, track facial expressions, and monitor heart rates. It can even compare biometric data to law enforcement databases. Jesus.
Maybe they should focus on making their 10-speed transmission work, but that's just me.
I mean, this is where it is. And I love this comment. Imagine there's emergency outside the truck, and I jump in the truck, and then it won't shift in the drive because the cameras and sensors in the cab won't let me shift because it takes my eyes are big, and I'm upset. Yes, past patents include allowing cars to monitor the speed of other vehicles, then share data with police, ad-based monetization, which what Stellantis got caught doing and sued, and they lost. And then based on conversation passengers are having, actual products that now exist, such as Ford Pro telematics, and fleet managers access real-time video of their drivers. Senators have called the Federal Trade Commission to investigate automakers' disclosure of millions of American driving data to data brokers. Multiple manufacturers were named. You cannot trust people with this type of information. This is dangerous. So if you get into an accident and what the hell? I hate you, internet. There we go. If you get an accident and those 90 seconds before impact, your truck logs, your heart rate, your eye movement, your facial expression, your lip movements, law enforcement subpoena those data, and your own truck testifies against you. Then the insurance company denies your claim. Yes. This is how it works. This is how it works. This is how it works. Where you basically your car will be narking on you because the kill switch is still there for 2027. And so here we go. The future Fords might detect speeding and report it to the cops. Once again,
my God,
your car narking on you. God, I'm gonna keep on buying old cars from now on.
So at this point, I guess 24 is my oldest car, newest car.
Yeah.
It's vintage now. I mean, geez.
Yep, they filed a patent for this.
Oh my God.
Yep, so it can narc on you. I mean, this is absolutely.
So, and I'm visualizing. This is the worst part. I'm visualizing not only the driver, especially the European ones. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm visualizing like the bus and like they're all in that God bless the state attitude. And now I'm visualizing even our own bureaucrats and these meek individuals doing this. Like, this is all they care about. Don't worry about other issues at all. We won't go into that. This is what they're prioritizing. Yep. Why would Ford even want to do this? I mean, you would think
because something happened in the early 2000s where the auto manufacturers just became part of the government.
About a state, yeah.
I mean, they really are.
Yeah.
It's basically like that the Austrian painters country before that war they started, because this is the same thing they did. National socialism. So this is going to knock on the police because nothing like having a police state, because nothing screams freedom,
right?
Like being narked on. So a cop can pull you over because you went faster than an arbitrary number that means nothing.
Right. Cool. But don't you feel safer for everybody else around you? Don't you feel better now?
No.
You should feel better.
No.
That's really, I'm visualizing people saying these things. We know some of them.
Yeah. So this is really kind of this is actually super terrifying. So part of it also was going to that Ford has tried to patent night driving mode. It would limit the speed of a vehicle at night, including first responders. Jesus.
Oh, that's great. So someone's dying of a heart attack. The ambulance will be 30.
Too bad. Too bad.
Well,
if he dies, he dies.
Safety. Everyone's safe now.
If he dies, he dies.
Dennis, I want to interject a little history lesson here, and you probably know this, but most of our viewers probably know this. So I believe it was 1974. Could be off on the year by 1 or 2. the federal government had a bright idea. Hey, we got to have everyone wearing their seatbelts, which saves lives. Great. For a brief moment in time, you could not start your car without buckling up.
Yep.
Now, the smart American people were like, what the heck? They figured out ways to go around this, like, I'll just buckle it here, or I'll snip the wire, or whatever. And even in the 60s, they'd pull it out enough to, like, stop that stupid chime.
Right.
And I think within 6 months, I mean, Congress already repealed that. I think it was passed, like, in 72, 73 to go in effect in 74. And within 6 months, you're like, yeah, this was a really dumb idea. That's very, I mean, that is obviously rudimentary police state control. But look how quick the American people were basically saying, F you, we don't want this. And the government magically said, you know what, that's a bridge too far. There's no stopping this. See the difference in 50 years? 50 years of, oh no, it's better for everyone.
Safety.
And
it's always about safety.
Right.
And, I mean, like where we live, or I live, you know, there are areas they're putting in speed cameras around schools that are going till 5 o'clock at night, even though school is closed.
Right.
Even when school's not in session, this camera is doing speed, which is absolutely just unreal. And they lower the speed in that area to an undrivable speed to hand out tickets. Now, it doesn't. There's no points. So basically, it's just getting you can't face your accuser. So it actually does. It breaks the Constitution, but who cares at this point, right?
It doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
250.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
So, you know, these are things that are just, they're not good. And now flock cameras. If you're not, if you're out there and you don't know what a flock camera is, a flock camera is this network of AI cameras that governments have somehow or the other started installing because of safety. Now, the thing is, these are not just regular little cameras. These are actual, they're AI devices, so they can recognize things. They're originally called license plate readers, but that's actually not correct. What they actually are things that use AI to decipher things. And before, and people out there know that some states, and I saw it in the chat here, Illinois, California, I think Massachusetts, and I think Connecticut were states that were trying to get rid of older cars. Well, a good way to get rid of an older car on the road is to actually use the flock cameras to identify the older cars, and then they can have the police go get them and give them a citation for breaking a curfew or whatever, because the AI identifies the car. It has nothing to do with the license plate. I love my friend. He is a boomer, and he didn't want to ever get a blue license plate in the state of Florida because, they can recognize my car is old. Dude, they know how old your car is. They have the registration.
Right.
They know what year your car was built. But this actually identifies this thing actually goes out and identifies a car using AI, and it's being taught, and it will be able to pick out older cars and be able to do these type of dirty work. And that's what's so bad about it. Flock can ID your car by your car. It's scary. The amount of detail that this thing can pull on you is, and it was sold by these municipalities as, they're just license plate readers to catch criminals. And that's always the police state. Always the boot always comes with a velvet glove.
Mm-hmm.
And they literally, this is how they're going to help try to get these cars off the road. And I actually truly believe this, because I trust the government as much as I don't trust them at all. They should never be trusted, because there's always an ulterior motive whenever money or power is involved.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, all in the name of safety. They always use that. That pisses me off more than anything else in guns. That school zone stuff. When I was a kid, we didn't have school zones. I lived in New York City. We didn't have a crossing guard. But you know what? No one in my class, no one in my school ever got hit by a car. You know why? Because our parents weren't jackasses, and they told us, don't run out into the street.
Right.
Look both ways. pay attention when you're crossing, even when you have the light. Make sure make sure you know that they're somebody that they can always see you. Now, these kids are basically retarded. I actually almost hit 2 kids on bikes when I was bringing my kid to her bus that was 15 miles away from me because these kids came to a corner and didn't stop. They literally just kept going straight across, even though I had already stopped at the stop sign and was ready to start going. They just kept going across. And it's like, that's the parents' fault. I don't give a crap. That's the parents' fault. That's bad parenting.
I hit almost someone almost daily, and I'm not intentionally hitting the gas, crossing 4 lanes of traffic. Just it's sad. No, I'm not gonna be funny, but it's true.
It's awful. No, I was just reading the comment from
sorry.
Fisher 3 or whatever. I was a school crossing patrol when I was a kid, and he even had a badge.
No, and it's funny you bring that up because when I was at one school, my middle school, I think it was like, not to age myself here, but it was around probably 1987, 98. They brought out crossing guard, and it was kind of fun. You got to do it for a week, whatever. But why didn't they have it before then, and no one got smacked?
Yep.
And again, I'm not being funny, but how was it? Now they always had. I remember this even from like whole 50s movies. You know, they had the lady with the stop sign, and you'd get the ducklings to move across, and thank you, folks, come by. But there wasn't like this. The kids still knew to stop, if that makes sense. Like,
and it's gotten to the point now with these crossing guards that they have this. They're like drunk on power.
Yes,
and I've never. And this is part of police state garbage.
Yeah, it is.
I actually watched a crossing guard stop traffic for a 60-year-old man to cross the street. Who was running. He was actually jogging. He was an older man. And I'm like, that guy is old enough to do this shit himself. If he can't cross by himself, then he needs to be in a home. He doesn't need your help, dude. Don't stop traffic always because this old guy is going to cross when he knew the cars would stop. I mean, this is where we are, though, with all this nonsense. And it's coming and actually affecting our cars. And honestly, you have to be on the lookout, especially these flock cameras, that they can easily now find a way to make it so that you can't take your old car out. And I'm truly believing that at this point because I see no other purpose for them except to limit your movement because it's an AI camera. It does more than just look at a license plate, and it's already been abused by police because that happens.
And I am first of all, for some comedy, my father in his 80s before he passed, I could totally see him being like, in his 80s, being like, what's this old man doing in the road? I could totally see him saying that because, like, why does this old man need the crossing guard, even though he's 20 years younger? He would say, where's this old man? And he was an old man, right? It was just like, what's going on? But, and I'm not going to go political, but here's something I find interesting. It's municipalities voting to spend taxpayers' money on these cameras. But the same kind of people be like, oh, no. Can't help this wetland. I'm just saying, they literally, it is democracy, according to this one. I was watching the CEO of this company, which that's a whole other story. He's like, oh no, it's democratic. I mean, you know, we don't force people, so people don't have a choice in this because your council people, like red light cameras, spend money on these contracts, and it's amazing if you look at people's contributions. Look at the city of Tampa. Arizona sends thousands of dollars from red light cameras to politicians. Not even near Florida, right? How does that work? So
yeah, exactly. It's the corruption. The corruption is very.
But again,
and all these things in the name of safety. All these things in the name of safety, like the speed cameras on all the school zones in Hillsborough County. That's the county near where I live. And it's all about revenue. And nothing about safety because why is the thing doing speed cameras when there's no kids there?
Right.
It's like, okay. Actually, right now in Florida, if you're coming to Florida, be really careful because it's serve and collect week.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And I'll flat out say it. It's serve and collect.
They put them in the papers now.
Yep. Yeah. Under the guise of safety to stop speeders.
No, it's a drive safe campaign.
Yep. But it's just to try to issue more tickets to
justify their existence. Serve and collect. That's true.
Serve and collect.
Wait, Dennis, I just want to say this real quick. it was about the whole. Here's the saddest part: people who are smart say, "Wait, school's not around at 5 p.m." Like, okay, maybe they have it from like 7 a.m. and then they stop. And here, for safety, we'll give it the devil's advocate. The same people after five, probably in a certain generation, will say, "Oh, it's for everyone's safety," and it's like, but no one's here, and yet, oh, you better drive for safety, and it's like, and I can hear this in my head. I'm so sorry, I'm gonna lose it. But right, that's the thing is the people then agree with the nonsense.
Correct.
That's like
And,
laughable.
and if you have an old car, you got to pay attention to this stuff because
Yes.
there's back ways because they'll deem your old car not safe. Because I mean, honestly, really think about that for a second. Really sit back and think about that for a second.
Right.
Because that's the thing. Because here's the last. It is from the Mises Institute. It's a independent libertarian thing. It's actually classic liberalism, which basically means leave us alone.
Right.
And so they actually go into this is absolutely terrible. It's terrifyingly bad. Big Brother is watching you. So the tyrannical signal party, imagine that, the insect. No one knows about it, but the omnipresent through telescreens with strong propaganda and controlling everything. They cite the modernity article I just give. Subaru now has eyesight AI system presented its latest model. According to the drivers, the system gets quick glimpses beyond their intentions to plan their route. At the same time, the mandate was put out this level of surveillance mandatory in every vehicle by 2027. They even catch movement glances to change a song or admire the landscaping, activate constant alerts. Thus, the new emergency stop assist with lane selection function can detect any unresponsive driver and issue increased alerts through sounds and vibrations in the steering wheel, then take full control, automatically braking, which is incredibly dangerous, reduce the vehicle speed, which could be dangerous, direct it to the side of the road, also very dangerous.
Oh, that's great.
And activate hazard lights. Great. So
okay, where do we unpack?
Yeah, wait. So this is not an optional trick, but imposed by the state. It'll be rolling out standard safety technology, but drivers call it domineering electronic babysitting, who treats competent adults like children, which is a thing now.
Yeah.
People, and you know what though? Most adults act like goddamn children. Because I'm sorry. There's a road by my house that is a 35. This road should be a 45. No ifs, ands, or buts should be. And there are people that can't even do 30. They're scared to go over 30. And I'm like, you're very weak-minded. You're a baby.
No.
You be an adult. Be an adult and drive. Be an adult and drive somewhere. And it's actually kind of painful. So there's actually a thing on there that tells you your speed. In the Charger, I've actually hit it, and I actually made the numbers go blank because I was going triple digits. It just pisses me off that much. I went triple digits past it. It was like 2:00 in the morning. I don't care.
Yeah, right.
But I'm like,
Well, yeah, because there's no traffic at 2 a.m.
Yeah, but I'm like, this thing is annoying, and people actually slow down when they see it. I'm like,
yeah, I know,
making the traffic worse on this
but
road.
That's
like,
all part of it. It's the same concept
to make driving fun. Yes.
I was basically a hall monitor all day on Saturday for adults, and we're like, how did you function 20 years ago? Because we're not dealing with 18-year-olds. I'm dealing with like 50 plus, and yet, did you do this in your 30s? I mean, this is too much to unpack here.
Manufacturers already patented and deploying even more aggressive systems, including biometric scans that already analyze everything from gait to heart rate, which we read about from Ford, lip reading Ford, and emotional monitoring Ford. The problem is that the data won't stay in the car. It makes its way to insurers for risk scoring, law enforcement, or worse, Big Brother itself, as a cross-checker drivers will police databases before the vehicle is even allowed to move. Isn't that great? Look at this, man. So that's wonderful. I'm never going to buy another car. Honestly, I'm never buying another new car.
This is the end.
It is the end. This is the end of cars. Unless.
Oh, I mean, for my shopping. For me ever shopping at a dealership again. I mean, I guess that's it. I mean, this is so bad.
Authorities are imagine that authorities are already showing interest in using these tools as a weapon for border
Shocking.
travel restrictions. Massachusetts, the Democratic Republic of Massachusetts, introduced a bill aiming to reduce vehicle miles traveled statewide to meet climate goals, pushing policies that critics say amount to limiting distance people can drive in their own cars, obviously limiting freedom. Uh, let's see. They use climate as something, safety,
Yep.
control. Let's see. Spying is besides spying on all citizens in order to recovery of compulsory military service, a true modern slavery, and deployment of
Yeah.
weapons with artificial intelligence for the state, with technologies for critical military and national security applications for the new
Oh,
era
here we go.
of
Yeah.
deterrence of AI. Yep.
There we go. That's another caveat for their, again, safety, a different kind of safety, law and order. That's a good one.
Yep. Law and order. That's always
Yeah,
every yeah.
yeah.
So
Because by the
this
way,
is
we can joke about the Democratic Socialist Massachusetts. I'm telling you right now, there's plenty, and right here in our free state of Florida, who love every bit
yes.
of this, and
Yes.
they sell it differently. Up there it might be green, down here it's blue and red. Okay, with the lights, and that's law and order because we're gonna make sure this is terrible.
Canada up there in the Democratic Republic of Canada.
Yeah.
I get a warning every time I start my car that Ford may be using my data for
Oh my
navigation.
God.
Yeah. But Stellantis got caught doing that.
So Subaru. I just want to point out real quick. I'll let you go with this first.
Oh no. The 15-minute city. They tried to
Oh,
do that in
yeah.
Pasco County because our
Yes.
commissioner is all on that. Not a commissioner, our planner who lives in another county. The
Right.
planner from my county lives in another county.
Yeah, I haven't
that's
heard
all
about
you need to
15-minute
know.
cities in a while. That's kind of, I guess, it's making a comeback.
Well, no, it's always been there, except they've been hiding it.
It's simmering.
And it's so anti-car, it's not funny.
Well, one thing I got a question about Subaru is every commercial I see with them, do they all get in accidents? I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but it seems like every Subaru commercial, the individual, and I'm not trying to be funny about someone getting in a wreck, but every commercial is a horrific, thank God my Subaru saved me. And I'm like, what's going on? I don't see any other vehicles. It's like the 2-car wreck. What happened? Did someone disobey a stop sign? That's how they promote. They're depressing, is what I'm getting at. And now you add this. Who wants to buy it?
I've noticed that car ads. If you look at car ads from even the 80s, compared to what they were doing the last 10 years, the last 10 year of car ads are miserable. You're literally living in a place where you're gonna die every time you go into your car. It's literally amazing. It's utterly amazing that this is how it's come. It's like literally like feeding pablum to a group of infants. It's like, look, I mean, there was a print ad for the Charger that literally shows it on a dirt road sliding. It was a print ad, and it's like this thing almost out of control on a mountain. But now it's like, because Toyota does it, Subaru does it. The Americans aren't as bad with it, but but definitely the Japanese, definitely very much that's their marketing angle. It's really kind of sad when you look at the way the marketing is for cars. It's not like it used to be. It used to be sexy and it used to be something fun.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, it's not.
No.
I can't put that one up, Jamie Cotton, but it's pretty funny. Yeah, the usual buyers of Subarus aren't.
Oh, it is okay. I just got between that. Believe me, that was ticking around here too. So, but
yeah,
who would go to the showroom and as a salesman? I got great news for you, Mr. Costantino. Nice to meet you. You're gonna love these features. And you're like, well, what is this all doing? You're like, don't worry. If you get in a wreck, or you get a fender bender, the car won't start again because you are now recorded, and we're sending info to the police. Who's going to sit back and say, that's a great idea?
That sounds great.
So I'm stuck here. Well, my car only had a minor fender bender, but no, sorry, it won't drive away because we got to make sure what really happened.
Yes.
Safety. Right?
Safety.
Right? Yeah. You love your
Safety.
country, right? You love the blue, right? Well, yeah, I support God. That's how it. That's what it's coming down to.
Yeah, pretty much. And this is and but once again, going back, circling back to the flock
Hmm.
cameras, all this type of stuff ties together with getting classic cars because they've tried bills,
Right.
but the way they were trying to limit it doesn't work that well. But now if you go and it's you go and you you know, can monitor the cars. You can know if that car's on the road, and you can then have your local authority come over and pull them over and tell you and give them a citation or tell them he has to go home because the car's on the road. Think of that for a second.
Here's
Yeah,
a true story for our listeners out there, and I can remember this like it was yesterday. And we all chuckled because there's never going to happen. I met Mr. Dennis here in 1993, and we were at a certain organization in the business building of University of South Florida, and he talked about a bill going through Congress that would potentially junk every car made before 1980. So at the time, it was only 13-year-old plus vehicles. And I
yeah,
remember you simply saying, this will get rid of 60s Chargers, blah, 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 going through all the classes. I didn't know the guy at all, but I'm like, oh, that's pretty messed up. I'm like, I can't. And as an 18-year-old, I'm thinking, what kind of dumb idea is this? Well, here we are now, 33 years later. They couldn't do it then because of XYZ reasons. But now they have the quote technology. And that's a true
correct.
story, folks. That literally, I remember you discussing that in a potential, which failed, of course, but
Mhm.
that's how the ball gets rolling. They
Yep.
don't care how long it takes. They don't care.
No, they really don't because and it's just a long game. 2000 when they did the cash for clunkers,
Yep.
I feel so bad for the suckers that gave away their cars for just peanuts to
Yep.
buy, and they just they ended up, getting a perfectly good car and having it destroyed. They took a lot of cars off the road. There was almost a million cars removed from
Yep.
circulation. Hence
Hmm.
why used car prices are still insane right now,
Of
and new car
course.
prices are insane.
Hmm.
It's all part of that kind of that whole genre thing of trying to remove the freedom of the movement because you took away cars from the poorest people because
Yeah. You're right.
those cars that got bad fuel economy were bought by poor people
Right.
because by that point they were reliable old cars that people could still use.
Sure.
There's a difference between taking the bus and having a car that got 15 miles to the gallon. You'd much rather have the car at 15 miles to the gallon.
I sold plenty of those to help people get off the bus. And it's a nice feeling to get off the bus. Okay.
Yes.
It's a pride. Who cares if the car is a little bit wonky and it's 10 years old and it was $3,000? At least it's going to be halfway reliable. And I'm so happy to not ride the bus. It's exciting. And that was taken
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. I mean, because my uncle, in the 60s, he went out and he bought old Cadillacs
Yeah.
because, I mean, they were at that point they were cheap used up luxury cars. They got
That's right.
terrible. They got
Yeah.
terrible fuel economy, but
Oh,
who
yeah.
cares?
But
I mean, that's just kind of the thing. I mean, they were horrible, but I ate a lot of gas, but it was still a reliable car, and it actually, got them from A to B. But now with that cash for clunkers, that type of car is
no.
gone.
Oh, yeah. I witnessed it. It was.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
I
was
went to the
piggyback.
boneyard when they were
Yeah.
doing it. And I got nauseous because
No, no,
every
right.
car was ruined.
Yeah,
Every
they
engine
had
was
to.
ruined.
They had to ruin the engines. But I was going
Had
to
to.
piggyback, if I can remember, about this back to Flock, and getting old cars off the road. It makes you a couple things. One, older car, bad mileage, whatever we can throw into that category. Or two, hey, you know what? If you can't afford this new thing, we just don't want you driving. That's almost like this. To me, I visualize getting rid of like as many people as we can just not to buy cars anymore. And it's sure it might take another 50 years, but this is an end game that they are concerned about. I really believe that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So wait, they were talking about the Charger commercials with dirt. I found the 66 commercial. This one's wild. See,
Mm-hmm.
this is what we don't have in advertising anymore. All right. So I know the sound will come through.
Join the Dodge Rebellion with the Dodge Boys.
Charger, new leader of the Dodge
Watch,
Rebellion.
look at this thing sliding on the dirt.
Catch anything on
Look,
the road.
it's going like corners. I
Dual
mean,
exhaust,
Yeah,
look at
and
this.
you
This
know
is-
it's slipping.
hideaway headlights, 4 roomy bucket seats.
But
fabulous,
look at it, it's
new
just-
full-size.
You don't make a Subaru commercial like this.
No.
And that's not all Charger is. It's also
Oh, there's also a broad in it.
These bucket seats fold down flat to give you a cargo space 7.5
Look at that.
feet long. Enough to carry skis or whatever you please. Aren't you ready to join the Dodge Rebellion? Drive the Charger. Then price it. You'll be surprised. And that's where the Dodge Boys
318.
start today.
Yeah.
Go see the Dodge Boys. They're
Nice
wonderful guys to deal with.
Yeah, so that's how car ads used to be.
Right.
Yeah, and yes, the Dodge girls were hot. That was
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole thing. It was the sex back then. You had sex sell. Now you can't have that. I guess
Then now you have Subarus.
now you have Subarus.
Sorry.
But I mean that car. I mean those cars handled like
thing.
trucks, and
Yeah,
there
no,
it
hey,
is sliding.
You know, to hit that puddle, those drums are out there, and then you get the bias ply. Oh, you hope you can make it around that turn. You're set.
Yeah, I mean it's absolutely. But that is what we don't have anymore for
No.
advertising.
No.
I mean, cars are not advertised like that anymore. Now they're monitoring us, sending information away on us,
Yeah.
and so here we are. I mean, this is so bad. Yes, mass transit, mass grips, especially now. It's not good. We don't have mass transit in Tampa, so that's okay.
Ugh,
We don't have anything resembling mass transit.
no.
We barely have any
Neither does
transit.
LA, for that matter. They still
Yeah,
love their
exactly.
cars.
Jesus. Yeah, but yeah, now I'm seeing the preview of the 1972. It has the 72 SC that was the promo model that had stuff on it that wasn't on the car,
No.
including the little Pentastar on the right front fender. They actually stopped that in 72 to save money.
Well, hey. Bean counting to its best.
Oh, the Dodge was the king of bean counting. Yeah, so there we are with the horrible surveillance that's coming to your car in 2027. And also the kill switch is still there. Write your
What's the kill
congressman
switch? You
because
keep bringing up- what's that all about? I think I'm
all right, that's where authorities can actually turn your car off remotely. Even though EVs can already
Wow.
be turned, EVs
Yeah.
can be turned off remotely because they're already connected to the internet. So they can be. You can actually stone a Tesla from anywhere because it's always connected to the internet. So you can.
Yeah, there's no engine. You just start.
You just turn it off. You just turn
Right.
the electricity off. Just
Right.
boop. No more worky. No more worky. So it's like, yeah. So,
Wow.
but that's what they want to do for gas cars, and
no,
nobody's
no,
done
no.
anything to stop it. So here we are. Enjoy the future, which doesn't look so bright all of a sudden. Yeah, it's so this is all very this is awful.
It's
Actually,
dystopian.
It's very dystopian. I mean, we are in Brave New Worlds and 1984 mashup at this
Mhm.
point.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how bad it is. You have to read, and this is the other problem is that most people under 30, they
Yeah.
are starting to read a little bit more, like even younger stuff. But they don't read like 1984 or Brave
No.
New World or Animal Farm because literally these are things you should probably know, and you'll understand why this stuff sucks.
But
And the problem is, boomers read this and they like, I guess they forgot all about it.
no. Now they're obsessed with, well, if it's protecting everyone, blah, 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 we know that line, okay? That's what troubles me, Dennis, is that same people who promote the red, white, and blue and life, liberty, pursuit of happiness are the same people that love to sell law and order. And we got to be careful between, protecting safety, okay, versus whatever that is.
Yeah,
But,
because
Yeah, it's a weird mashup, and this is not making sense. But
No.
people literally will now slurp over this idea of getting the bad guy, but not protecting the mass of good people. Can you imagine this even 20 years ago? If I would have bought my 06 Mustang, even that would have not had any of this in it.
Nope. Oh my God! So fish who I 38 or I 38er.
I
Wow, wow, I love it. See, this is why you're watching. Wow, I was just discussing Brave New World
uh,
with someone a few hours ago in 1984 in Animal Farm. Yeah, because we're there. Literally, we're at the
yeah.
intersection of those things. And this is nothing. None of this is good for anyone out there. So don't think any of this is going to help you in any way, shape, or form unless you're part of that corporation that does this type of stuff. Yes. This is all. It's all very not. It's not innocent and it's not in your favor. That's all I got to say about it. It's bad. It's bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and it was just so many things this week. I just had to bring it up because it was just um yeah, I just don't understand. I just don't understand how this is just going through and through, especially now when they did the 250, ooh, freedom. And then
Yeah.
literally you have flock cameras. There was actually funny. I saw a picture on Facebook. Somebody, it was a flock thing. And somebody's like, what do I do now? There's a flock camera in front of my house. So, I mean, he can't walk out there and hit it with a bat because
Right.
he lives right there. So it's like, this is kind of one of those things and these are surveillance that no one's asked for.
No.
No one's asked for, no one wants.
No.
But they're being put in. It's just like
Yeah.
red light cameras, which
Right.
should not be existing.
No.
Speed
No.
cameras, which shouldn't be allowed.
No.
But these are things that are now just being allowed and pushed. And here we are. Here we are.
And if they were about safety and quote unquote law and order, you'd have points on your license. You do not with any of these things. It's don't worry, there's no points. Oh, so you're just collecting my money. That's the win right there. And it doesn't matter, Dennis. Nope. It doesn't matter.
I guess not. I guess it doesn't. So here we are with this garbage. Yeah.
Oh,
next week
that was great.
What?
That was a great conversation, actually.
Yeah.
That was
so next week we'll probably good. Next week we'll probably go back to some older car stuff. I know I have a video coming out a little late, soon about drum brakes, being safe with that crap, but because they could be dangerous. But honest to God, this had to be talked about, just like First Brands has to be talked about, because this is not good. If you're a car guy, this is stuff you don't want. You just don't want this. There's no way you'd want this. Oh my God. I don't know where the hell G Canada lives, but speed and red light cameras get destroyed in my city en masse. It literally happens every time. Well, can some of those people actually move here to Florida and just take these things out?
They'll come here too. Don't worry. Our politicians love getting.
No, they say they get destroyed.
Filled up.
They get destroyed.
Oh, that's good. I mean,
see, there you go. But so that was why I wanted to cover this, because it's actually gotten to the point where it's a little it's actually getting a little frightening, and it's starting to come a little more getting covered by people in the main part of the news, which then makes it it's getting kind of noticed. And we this in the kill switch for 2027, which is still a thing. It has not been undone. Florida's leading some draconian measures. Yeah, that kind of is. Yeah, it is. And also leader in my God, is it hot?
Hell.
It's freaking draconian hell. It's draconian hell outside.
Yes.
So yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna be pulling an engine on Friday. Maybe I'll even have some pictures I'll put up on the little socials there of me being very worried that the damn thing's gonna fall in this freaking car, or it only weighs like 700 pounds, empty. Can't wait. So yeah, we'll be back next week with some old car stuff, because I'll have some stuff, the old car stuff. Hopefully, we got this out. I got this out of my system this week, but I had
we both did. We both.
I had to put my little conspiracy thing on this week, because I've always been a part of that. Yes, I need to eat my Wheaties. I eat my Wheaties and buy a bottle of bourbon. Because this is going to be painful. It's just going to be painful. Like everything about this. I'm having to do it in somebody's garage. We have to roll the car halfway out of the
Be
garage.
careful.
Yeah, no.
No, that's a serious statement. Be safe. Safety first.
We had to roll it halfway out the garage. I had to jack it up to get it high enough to be able to have a better angle to get it out so it doesn't hit anything, so we can get to the motor mounts. And yeah, no, it's great. And yeah, there's nothing. There's breakfast of champions. Just right. So yeah, everybody, if you got anything of this, if you're watching a replay, watch it live, hit the subscribe, at least give it a like, maybe even some hype, watch the other videos on the channel because, I like cars. Obviously I like cars, and I try to do stuff that make things helpful for people or make you learn something, because that's always been the point of this channel. The nudnik that loves cars, loves talking about it, wants to help other people love cars and understand them better. So that's what we got going on here. So do that, and we're going to be here every week, 8:15 on Wednesdays. And oh God, sounds like gee, Canada. So yeah. So anything for parting words there, Fluno?
No, thank everybody again for joining us. This was a really, actually, I think, enjoyable. Well, I mean in a good way, because we need to have conversations like this. There's nothing tinfoil about this, by the way.
No, I know. I just like saying it that way.
It is fun to say, because me, after we're done talking, I hit all my history stuff and whatever's going out there.
Actually, maybe we should do that next week. He's bringing out the Bring a Trailer. Maybe we should do some deep dive on some of the Bring a Trailer stuff.
There we go. Now
because the Bring a Trailer stuff some of that stuff is real junk.
Oh, is it really? Is there a conspiracy about that too?
Oh no, it's not conspiracy.
It's just about
people sell junk on there.
Oh, but no. I thank everyone for joining us again for another nice evening, and thank you, of course, for supporting Dennis's channel and letting us talk to you for a while about cars, and we all enjoy our great hobby here together.
Okay. Yes. All right, everybody. So yeah, tune in, check everything out, and Jaguars and Benzes. Yeah, that's great stuff there. And check my channel out, and I have a video coming out really soon. So I know in replay it won't make any sense, but check out the drum brake one, because there's a lot of good stuff and hands-on things. I actually show you I know what to do with I know how to actually work on a car. So with that, take that car out, because it'll make someone's day, and it'll probably be your own, and we'll all catch you very, very soon. So bye for now. If you liked what you saw, subscribe. If you didn't, thank you for watching to this point. And as always, if you have a cool car or something fun to drive, take it out. You'll make someone's day, probably your own.